Hi everyone, this is Deb Tim, a Canadian girl, and this is another edition of Deb's Musings. Now this is just a little story that happened to me a couple weeks ago. It's a typical Canadian winter story, so please stay tuned. The Great White North. Yes, that's exactly what this particular night looked like. I had been visiting my sister. It was late and time for me to head home. I had about a 30-minute drive, but looking out the window and seeing the amount of snow that had fallen, I realized I was in for a longer trip than I was expecting. As soon as I hit the edge of town and the street lights ended, I was all alone, with only my headlights to guide me. Looking out my windshield, all I could see was white. I figured I was on the road only because I'm familiar with the route. There was really no difference between the road, the shoulder, and the ditch. Squinting my eyes, thinking that would help, was pointless. No matter how I looked at it, I was in for a nasty drive home. I made my way down the highway more by feel than by sight. I could make out 2 ruts carved in the snow. Maneuvering my tires into these ruts, I felt I was driving in a trolley. I got quite comfy in my ruts and continued on, feeling safe enough with my very own ruts and my new snow tires. Trying to see further ahead was hard, so I popped on my highlights. Yikes! I was momentarily in a snow tunnel. What a strange feeling that is, like a million tiny flicks slamming into your eyeballs at the speed of light. Not good. So much for seeing further ahead. Just go slow and get home, I chanted as I drove. About halfway home, I made out some itty-bitty headlights heading my way. I realized I'm not the only crazy person out in this weather. Smiling to myself, feeling a little better, I soon realized I was in the only set of ruts. As much as I liked the thought of not being the only person left alone in this world, I was not happy about sharing my ruts. But being the kind soul I am, I slowly moved my car over and gave up 1 set of ruts to the oncoming driver. Now that was pretty good of me as I drove slowly. I watched the car through my rearview window, and it disappeared in the snow tunnel within seconds. Working my way back into the ruts, the snow was brushing the belly of my car. It was so deep. I quickly got back into my ruts and felt safe once again. The remainder of the drive was uneventful. I didn't see another soul. It's funny how when the snow is really thick, the world seems to be insulated against sound, and you feel like you're in one of those soundproof rooms. As I entered our sleepy little town, there was not a single sign of life. The street lights were heavy laden with snow. The road was deep with no evidence of human life anywhere. It was a very odd feeling when you're the only person in the whole world. I just felt so happy to be home. Once I was in the house, I felt such a relief. I thought now they can close the roads if they like. When I shared this experience with a friend of mine, she pointed out to me how we can apply this scenario to our everyday lives. We tend to allow ourselves to get comfortable in our daily routines, those being the ruts talked about here. Then something comes along and forces us out of our comfort zone. Sometimes in life, we need to brave the unknown and take that step out and see what the world is offering us instead of always playing it safe and staying in familiar territory. I felt that was a pretty cool analogy. So until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a great week. I wish you a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.